या देवी स्तूयते नित्यं विबुधैर्वेदपारगैः सा मे वसतु जिह्वाग्रे ब्रह्मरूपा सरस्वती। चिदानन्दमहाकाश सङ्काशहृदयाम्बुजम् रामस्वरूपतत्त्वज्ञं पूर्णविद्यागुरुं भजे। This wonderful evening on this holy Ekadasi, being assembled at the residence of our dear Shivaramji, it is always profitable for seekers like us to deliberate upon most important teachings from Vedas. Bhagavan Bhashyakara instructed us in Sadhana Panchakam. The very opening is Vedo Nityam Adhiyatam Taduditam Karmasvanushthiyatam. Vedaha Nityam Adhiyatam. One must study, learn something from Vedas on daily basis. Nityam is equal to daily basis. The study of Veda, study of wisdom literature, learning something about life must not be confined to some weekend activity. Vedanta on weekend, how can it strengthen you? Vedanta, in order to strengthen you, you must pursue it, learn few lessons about life with the help of Vedanta on daily basis. Not only Bhagavan Bhashyakara, but Vedas themselves, Veda Bhagavan himself gives us that commandment. Swadhyaya pravachanabhyam na pramaditavyam swadhyayo adhyetavyaha. These are commands. You must not be inadvertent in the pursuit of wisdom. Wherever and whenever we get an opportunity, we must not lose it. An opportunity to study and understand the self, the life. In the name of religion and spirituality, people have formed a few opinions which are not accepted by the valid scriptures, but still they hold on to certain beliefs and opinions in the name of religion and spirituality. The foremost being, it is doing Shravanam about God, learning about God, knowing about God. But actually it is not so. It is to learn about yourself, learn about your life and the intricacies involved in your living it. Learning about you. That is important. The idea of God will always be confined to the idea of self. You cannot have idea of God bigger than the idea of the self that you have. The opinion that you have about you will always be controlling the opinion about God. Though you read 101 scriptures, that opinion won't change. Because the idea of self matters, decides, controls, influences all other pursuits, all other cognitions, all other forms of knowledge, which generally people don't think so. They think we will learn about Rama, we will study about Krishna. That is the reason they cannot really understand Bhagavan, because essentially Bhagavan is not separate from yourself. So more clarity regarding the self gives you an opportunity to have his darshan properly. Vedanta is Tvam Pradhana. Vedanta is centered on you, that is I. So you should learn about this self. Aham Atma Gudakesha Sarvabhutashaya Sthitaha Aham Adischa Madhyancha Bhutanam Antayevacha Gnatva Mam Shanti Mruchati. Bhagavan gave a promise. Hey Arjuna, Gnatva Mam, having known me, that is, by knowing me, one attains to peace. Shantim Ruchati Gachati. He walks towards peace, he attains it. Now question is, who are you? Bhagavan says, knowing me. Then who are you? When we ask Bhagavan, so, who are you Bhagavan? What should I know about you? Should I know few Aadhaar card details that you are born in Mathura, Brindavana, etc.? Should I learn few facts about that geography in Uttar Pradesh? Or certain encomiums wherein the most wonderful superhuman feats are described? Should I know about that? Then Bhagavan says in Gita, hey Arjuna, I am but the self in all. Aham Atma. I am that self which is in everyone. So knowing me, one attains peace. Now becomes knowing the self, one attains peace. Oneself, knowing oneself is very important. This is highest form of devotion. Highest form of devotion. Swatma Rupa Ishvara Bhakti. We are acquainted only with Ishvara Bhakti through objects in the form of idols, pictures, certain places. Finally, all that is objective world. We are devotees with the help of few objects. But there is another devotion called Swatma Rupa Bhakti. You are in requirement of no object. You yourself are enough to remember Bhagavan. Rather, your very existence is the evidence of Bhagavan. Your very presence becomes the greatest puja to Bhagavan. Your self-remembrance, whenever you remember Aham, that becomes the greatest japa. There is a devotion waiting for all of us to be followed, to be understood, called Swatma Rupa Bhakti. When Narada Bhagavan defines Bhakti in Bhakti Sutra, this is what is actually meant. Satu asmin parama prema rupa. Second Bhakti Sutra. Sa bhakti hi asmin Ishware parama prema rupa. The greatest love, love which knows no reason, love which requires no calculation, love which stands on its own. Parama prema. That is devotion. With little inquiry, it is not that difficult to conclude that such love we have only towards ourselves, not to anything else, not to anyone else. This is the problem to come to Vedanta with spouse. If you come along with spouse, there is always a problem for you. If not this night, tomorrow it will surface in the form of utensils making sound and coffee. There will be no taste in the coffee, etc. But no problem, let us dwell upon some truths for some time. Such love is only possible for the self, not to anything else, not to anyone. Wife is dear to the husband, not for wife's sake. Children are dear for the parents, not for the children's sake, but for the sake of self. Money is not dear for the sake of money, but for the sake of self. Jayayai kamaya jaya priya न भवति, आत्मनस्तु कामाय जाया प्रिया भवति। पत्युः कामाय पतिः प्रियो न भवति, आत्मनस्तु कामाय patihi priyo bhavati. You can apply this rule to everything. Now Upanishad, having given few statements, it concludes, because everything depends on this law. Sarvasya kamaya. Upanishad has gone to that extent of saying, Devanam kamaya devaha na priyaha bhavanti. It is not for the sake of the gods that gods are lovable. Atmanastu kamaya devaha priyaha bhavanti. It is for the sake of the self, all gods and goddesses, they also become lovable. Now comes the final point. Sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam na bhavati. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. One Swami told me how to articulate this. Whenever you are teaching this part of Upanishad to your students, make a point to utter sarvam as sarvam, so that by hearing that sound they should feel all is encompassed in here now. Sarvasya kamaya sarvam priyam na bhavati, atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. For the sake of self. So more we come closer to that self, more we are coming closer to the love which can be really offered to Ishvara in the form of self. It is called Swatma Rupa Bhakti. Sri Prahlada calls this ninth devotion. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atma Nivedana. Atma Nivedana Rupa Bhakti is this. So let us understand few aspects of coming near to ourselves. I am told few of you are here pursuing Vedantic study, and many of you are very much committed for Vedic study. Therefore, I assume that you are well acquainted with these two words called Dvaita and Advaita. Dvaita and Advaita. In English, duality and non-duality. What is duality? What is duality? If we think confining the definition to the textbook, then I am quite sure that appreciation of duality will be an academic one. You cannot experience it. As an academic pursuit, you know what is Dvaita, you know what is Advaita, but in your day-to-day life, are you seeing duality? Those who are studying Advaita Vedanta, they want to get out of Dvaita. Of course, that's the intention. That must be the intention. Otherwise, why unnecessarily seek this highbrow topic called Advaita Vedanta? If we want to be comfortable with the life, the way it is going, propitiating of few gods, etc., then Dvaita Vedanta is good. It agrees with you. Dvaita Vedanta agrees with your day-to-day life, the way you are living, the way your ideology is, the way your view of life is. Only Dvaita Vedanta agrees to it, not Advaita. Advaita is dismissive of every aspect of your knowledge, your living, your ideology, what not. It is highly dismissive. If people find some comfort and solace in the study of Advaita, then I am telling you, they are not actually studying Advaita. They are just following some label, that's all. If you want an agreeable, a philosophy to agree with you, also to tell you to worship this God, do some yajna, homa, yaga, then Dvaita Vedanta is good, not Advaita. But here is an Advaita Vedanta seeker who supposes that he wants to come out of this Dvaita Anubhava. He wants to establish himself in something called Advaita. Very nice, very nice. But are you experiencing Dvaita in your day-to-day life? And is such experience producing sorrow? Otherwise, why would you want to get out of it? If that is endearing, comforting, why should you get out of that? Enjoy that Dvaita. This is the crucial question which decides your pursuit. Completing books is very easy, reading 10 Upanishads. How much time it takes? Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka may take 1 year. But all others, in 6 months you can complete. Not even 6 months. If you get an Acharya like me, it's a difficult task. It will be a lifetime project. But otherwise, Ishavasya 1 week, Kena Katha, okay, 15 days. This, that, 15 days, and some portions of Chandogya and Brihadaranyaka, give or take 2 months. You can just complete them. Completing the book is not important. Finding the right answer is important. That's what I hold to be beneficial. Completing book, anyone can do. In fact, the publisher and particularly the proofreader, he has completed them. He read and reread them, but still his samsara continues. So the question is this: where is that I must see the duality? Brahma Satyam Jagan Mithya. But my question is, pertinent question is, where are you seeing Brahman? Tell me. Where is Brahman to be seen? Kahan hai ye Brahma? You don't know one side of the equation, so you cannot see him. So how can you establish Dvaita now? That's not possible. Swamiji, Dvaita between the mic and the book stand. They belong to same order of reality. Tasmat, finally they are same. Dvaita will not apply here. They belong to same order of reality. Even according to physics, if you go to the fundamental aspect, more and more, you will see oneness between book stand and the mic and the speaker. Finally, they are all one. They culminate into oneness of physical material. Where is Dvaita you are seeing? We have brought in so much Dvaita into our day-to-day life. This must be recognized. This becomes the bedrock for your Vedantic study. A zeal and enthusiasm for Vedantic study must be born in you, fresh, now. It must not be the consequence and the result of emotional inheritance. I spoke about this in California a couple of days ago, maybe last week. I want to learn few mantras from Vedas, few suktas, few parts of Upanishad. I want to understand the import of Upanishad. Astu, everything is wonderful, kalyanam, chala manchidi. But what is the genesis of that desire? What is the genesis of that desire? Is it because your grandfather wanted you to read at least a few suktas that after settling here in America you are pursuing them? Is it your ammamma, nanamma, tata from both sides or some guru wanted you to understand and learn, chant, learn Bhagavad Gita, that you are going to Gita classes. Don't try to arrive at a conclusion and arrive at a decision based on the superficiality of activity. I go to Gita class, karma. Based on karma, don't come to a conclusion. I come to learn Panchasuktas. Therefore, I am very much interested in Vedic culture. Iru. Don't come to conclusion based on that superficial, peripheral aspect of the desire and action. That confounds you. That confounds you. You must understand this. Don't think here is some person talking. No. 35 to 40 years of solid experience of studying, sincerely studying, jignasa, that is talking to you now. Not the person. Never arrive at some conclusion, opinion based on the superficiality of activity. That cheats you. That is Maya. That is Maya. Don't depend on karma for any significant aspect of your life. Na karmana, na prajaya, dhanena. Some fellow asked me, na karmana, na prajaya, said Swamiji, dhanena, it is not said. Therefore, dhanena, amritatva manashuhu, shall I take like that? By money I will get immortality. No. That nakara applies here. Therefore, na karmana, don't come to any definition, any conclusion, don't form any opinion, don't form any definition based on karma. I cook vankaya kura very tastily, therefore I am a good person. Don't come to such conclusion. That is different, it is different. So if somebody is asking us, you must recognize me as the most intelligent and the good person because I cook gongura pachadi. I make gongura pachadi very deliciously. What will be our response? Because she is the better half or he is the better half. A smile, that's all. You cannot afford big accidents unnecessarily. Therefore, a smile. But that proposition is wrong. Correct or not? I cook, I prepare gongura pachadi very deliciously. I am from Guntur and we are adepts in gongura pachadi. Therefore, you entire world must recognize me as a good chef, it's okay. But good person, that's not possible. Being good person is something else. Similarly, forming any opinion about you and your life based on the most peripheral, paridhika vishaya, peripheral of karma, performance of action, is also such proposition. I am a Vedantin because I always study Vedanta books. I am sorry, sir. You are only studying Vedanta books. You are not a Vedantin. That's a different topic altogether. You are only studying. I am reading Tyagaraja Kritis. There is a book, Tyagaraja Pancharatna Kirtanas, a printed book. Somebody is saying, I am reading them, therefore I am a gifted musician. No, that's altogether different. Reading a Kriti is different and rendering it beautifully, that is different. Day before yesterday, June 6th was our Balamuraliji's birthday. He is very close to my heart. He knows me very well, I know him very well. He used to sing for me all alone. Me and Mataji and Balamurali, we used to sit in his house hours. He used to sing so many kirtanas for me. One time he said, which is really true, he meant it. Every cell of his body was meaning it. He said, Naku Sangeetam Radandi. I said, come on, your American expression, give me a break. Come on, what are you talking? You are the manifestation of music. He said, no. నాకు సంగీతము తెలియదు, సంగీతానికి నేను తెలుసు. సంగీతానికి నేను తెలుసు. అట్లా you knowing Vedanta, then you are not a Vedantin. Vedanta must know you. Able to see the difference. So like that I read day in, day out, I read so many books. That to Swamiji, I speed read them. Pata, I complete all Upanishad books. I speed read them. Therefore, I am a Vedantin. Don't form that conclusion. Unless you can render it, you are not a musician. Unless you understand it, you are not a Vedantin. A person who understands may not read 100 books, but still he is a Vedantin. If he can recognize for good that I am that I am, he is a Vedantin. He is a Vedanta person. Actually not Vedantin, but Vedantic. Vedantic, highly thick. That is Vedanta. But here you are, here I am. We, with the ability of the Sanskrit grammar, etc., we are spending time in reading all those books. Still we are not Vedantis. Because it is not reading which makes us a Vedanta person. It is not chanting which makes you a really Vedic person, but it is the understanding. Therefore you should see where is this Dvaita. Vedantic truths, beautiful teachings are given to us to be discovered in our daily life, not to be remembered, to be discovered. Where is Dvaita? We have brought in so much Dvaita into our lives. That's the reason we are suffering unnecessarily. There is some part of suffering for which we are responsible. Let us suffer it. Let us suffer it. What can we do? It is our response. We have created it. Otherwise, who asked you to marry? Therefore, just suffer. Happily suffer. Happily suffer. Is there nothing called happy marriage? Nothing. Either marriage or happy. So there is some part of suffering which we have created, that's okay. But unnecessarily we are suffering a great deal owing to this, that we are creating, bringing in so much Dvaita into our life, living. Then what is that Dvaita? Where exactly is that Dvaita to be understood? Shall I philosophize it? Shall I think about it as a concept? No, you can see it evidently, clearly you can see it. I am going to show that to you now, right now. I will show Dvaita here and now. Only you need limpid eyes to recognize, clear eyes to recognize it. I am showing it to you now. Our Dvaita, the fundamental idea of Dvaita in our day-to-day life is categorization, compartmentalization of life into fundamental thing I am bringing in now. Compartmentalization of one life into something called worldly life, which includes social life, professional life, etc., everything, and something called spiritual life. Moment you made them two, if you have this opinion that morning 9 to 5 my life is something, and 5 to 8 my life is with Veda chanting and Upanishad, etc., this is something. This is spiritual life, and all that is worldly, materialistic life. Moment this dichotomous approach is your idea about your life, that you are living sometime a materialistic life, sometime a spiritual life, you are caught in Dvaita. You are caught in Dvaita. On Ekadasi I go to temple, that is spiritual. On Monday I go to office, that is material. If you have this idea, that is Dvaita. So don't worry about Maya, Brahma, Atma, Jivatma, Paramatma, and that Maya, whether it is there or not, how to account it. And what is moksha? Ishvara, Saguna Ishvara, Nirguna Ishvara, Sabija Muktihi, Nirbija Mukti. Why are you talking all that? All that talking is also Maya. That is all Aparavidya. That is not Paravidya. Because the fundamental idea of Dvaita, as long as it persists, whatever you speak, it can be very much Advaita, still that Advaita will be Advaita. Now see, Advaita on the periphery, Dvaita in the core is much more problematic than Dvaita. Be very careful about this. Don't have a lenient approach towards religion and spirituality. Emotional inheritance ideas, don't entertain them. Let religion be born now, bhakti be born now, jignasa be born now, fresh. Irrespective of your forefathers and their bhakti and commitment. Okay, if it serves as some inspiration, we will welcome it. We won't put a period there. Why you want to learn Pancha Suktas? My Ammamma wanted me to learn. Let that serve as an invitation. But come to realize that those suktas have so much to teach me. Every letter, I am not exaggerating, every letter has so much to teach me, protect me, guide me. If you don't have this idea, if it is not born anew in yourself, then whole world may appreciate you as the great dedicated student of Veda, but Bhagavan will not appreciate that. True saints and scholars do not appreciate that. Finally, it serves your ego. One more decoration. I know maths, I know physics, I also know Pancha Suktas. The maths is not helping you, the physics is not helping you. So too these 5 suktas won't help you. They will become some more sound in your life. Atha Rugvedo Yajurvedaha Samaveto Atharvanaha Siksha Kalpo Niruktam Vyakaranam Jyotisham etc. All this is Mundaka Upanishad saying, introductory verses of Mundaka Upanishad, all this is Aparavidya. Rigveda is included, Yajurveda included. It's all Aparavidya. Aparavidya means a vidya which is helpful only on the worldly plane, that's all. You should pursue it, no doubt, must pursue it. But don't confine your pursuit of knowledge and wisdom to that. Walk few more steps. Let that Aparavidya, some acumen in Aparavidya, be of good service to you towards Paravidya. Yaya tadaksharam adhigamyate sa para, by which one can comprehend the immutable, indestructible, then that is Paravidya. Veda Suktas must help you to understand that Para. Narayana parodhyata dhyanam Narayanah paraha. I am thinking that I am the one who is meditating, but Narayana is meditating in this form. Narayana is the object of meditation, Narayana is the meditator, and in between, the process that connects the meditator and the meditated is also Narayana, meditation. If you don't understand that, what is Narayana Sukta going to help you? Therefore, we must approach all this holy literature, wisdom literature, with this sense of inquisitiveness and understanding born just now. Born just now. Not based on that emotional inheritance or some abhimana towards culture. That is all good. I am not discouraging nor looking down upon that. But that must serve as an invitation. That's not the full stop. Therefore, our pursuit really becomes a serious one, a committed one, only when we see this duality. The problem of Maya is not that easy. Great scholars who are very qualified who did a very great study, they come to me. Finally, they tell me this. I am not able to understand this aspect of Maya. It is not leaving me. Then I tell them that is the problem, because you cannot account properly. It's altogether a different way of understanding. It's not simply academic that you can resolve Maya. Therefore, come to see the duality, and here duality is evident. The notion in our heads that a part of my life is materialistic and something else is spiritual. Wherever the words God, prayer, devotion, etc., and of course prasadam, wherever these words come to play, then that is all spirituality. And wherever salary, work, promotion, bank balance, chartered accountants, all these people roam, then that is materialism. No. First you must resolve that duality, because that duality is responsible for the wrong notions as well as too many confusions about one life and how to live it. I will conclude now giving you this small insight. Rather, I am not teaching you. I want to give this gift to you. This insight is my gift to you on this Ekadasi. Because of such confusion, because of such duality, we are forced to submit ourselves to wrong notions about life and spirituality. Many confusions about living life, about God, about prayer, everything. For instance, just see this. Professional life, personal life. Duality. So the duality of professional life and personal life gives rise to the issue called how to be happy at workplace. Such a theme it is. Work-life balance. There is one more title. Work-life balance. Actually, I don't know all these things, because I never work in any office. I don't have any experience of being an employee. All my life throughout I have been unemployable. Moment people know that I know Vedanta, they don't employ me, right? Because he will spoil other people unnecessarily. Thank God somebody offered their daughter to me. I am very grateful to them, because knowing Vedanta fellow, who will give daughter in marriage? So unemployable person I am, I don't know. But people asked me, Swamiji, will you speak on work-life balance? I said, what is work-life balance? When we go to office, there we are under constant stress, etc. Rather, Swamiji, it's traumatic sometimes, traumatic to deal all that. So teach some techniques. Then I said, this topic is suggesting something to me. Some confusion it is suggesting. And what is that? When you are going to work, you are not feeling life there. Therefore, you are separating life, work-life balance. You can ask me to speak on such title only in the name of work, in the name of office. You go to a crematorium. Then I will speak life and no life, therefore how to balance. But very much you are alive there, but you are not feeling it because of this compartmentalization, work-life balance, stress, etc. And moment there is some demand from one person, there will be dozen people to supply something in that name and label. Today round the globe we have modern Vedantins, self-declared, self-promoting Vedantins. They don't know what Vedanta is. Now they are ready to supply. I will teach you work-life balance, this and that. First tell me what balance exactly implies. Holding this kanjira here, this is balance, physical object. But when it comes to inner balance, a balance in the head, cognitive balance it is called. What exactly is that? They do not know the fundamental meaning of it, yet they have theories, thesis, antithesis, synthesis, For what? Time pass. Unless you come to see the Advaita of Jivana, you cannot arrive at balance. Balance is not bringing something to the middle of one process or one thing. Balance is where your body, your mind, your intellect and heart all agree. That is called balance. Samatvam yoga uchyate. What is samatva? Equilibrium. Equilibrium is yoga. Wonderful. What equilibrium? Our knowledge is beautiful before that one question. If I raise that question, what equilibrium are you talking about? If you are thinking stupidly that equilibrium I will bring into the physical world will lose its charm. In equilibrium is the beauty here. If you go on drawing a straight line, it won't make a design. It must be zigzag. In equilibrium. If Bhagavan thought of equilibrium in creating your body, all will be a lump of flesh. No. That in equilibrium is the seed of utility, is the beauty. Don't bring in all that. What is equilibrium that Bhagavan is talking about? Coming to that aspect, coming to that principle about which your body, your mind, your intellect and your heart all agree. I am saying something, your mind is not agreeing, your heart is rejoicing, then this is not equilibrium. This is not Shravana Yoga. You must be here so clear, uninhibited by your past ideas, etc. You are just open. Then these teachings flow into your heart not as some information being received, but as the grace being received. Jnana as grace of Ishvara. Then you can just see into yourself, your mind, your heart, everything is agreeing to this. Then it is Shravana. So what I want to tell you, first see the Advaita of life. Don't divide life as professional life, personal life, no division. Also the duality of social life and spiritual life. This duality has brought about a misconception which is uttered by others, which is now and then entertained silently in ourselves, called I am spiritual, not religious. From where this notion comes? This is because of the duality of social life and spiritual life. Like that we have this idea, let us stop all the rituals, let us become spiritual. Spiritual சொன்ன என்ன பண்ணணும்? It is simple meditation. What meditation? Every ritual is spiritual, if only you know how to do it, if you have understood. When you are giving a flower to your wife, husband, children, beloved, guru, etc., that ritual is spiritual. You need not separately tell that I have so much love for you. In some relation, just imagine this, in some relation there is articulation also which is essential. I give flowers and for each flower in the bouquet I will tell I love you, I love you, I love you. Then namaskaram, I don't know what that is. Daniki samsaram ani peru. Whereas in a healthy relation between people of common sense, giving this flower is indicative of feeling of love towards them. So that is spiritual. That is spiritual. Similarly, when you are sitting before the idol of Bhagavan and offering something, and that offering is indicative of your devotion, that is spiritual. Who said it is not? And you are sitting in meditation and not able to concentrate, not able to meditate, Only you have closed eyes, that's all. That also doubt. Sometimes closed, sometimes seeing like this. That is not meditation. So don't worry about these things. That is giving rise to unnecessary confusion. I am spiritual, I am religious. No. All life is one. And all life must be lived with one sense of value. That becomes devotion. That becomes gnana yogyata. Because people are suffering that duality, finally in the name of religion they have devised a method. I will hand over my life to some guru and he will take care of my life by his supernatural blessing. He will take care of my life. I am free of thinking about it now. I need not think about my office, my business, making profits there, and about my relationships, etc. Guruji will take care. As it were, you have handed over your life to him. And unless he is a stupid fellow, wants to cheat you, himself confused and confusing you also, swayam confused, anyanapi confusayati. Himself confused and others also is confusing. A guru of that level, he will not tell you that I will take care of your life. No true guru says that. Arjuna was actually anticipating such feeling of peace born of handing over my life to Krishna. But Bhagavan never said that Arjuna main hu, I will take care, you just don't worry. He never said that. Arjuna, it is for you to decide, for you to understand. Vimrushya etat aseshena yatha ichhasi tatha kuru. Understand all this well and do whatever you want. It is your life and life matters only to you. Your life never matters to me. As I just now told you, Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. Your life, however glorious, however problematic, it never matters to me. I will just say, ayyo papam, ayyo papam, ayyo papam, anta mattuke. We don't reach out to people with saha anubhuti. Just because ayyo papam, you give away something, this thing, that. In the name of dana, such charity goes on. But you cannot really empathize with them. That won't happen. Therefore, come to see Advaita like this. Then you will see vastness of life, uniformity of life. With that life as the background, whatever you do, whatever ritual it is, it finally becomes spiritual. That is the core teaching of Vedas. Attend the life right now. If you think Vedas are proposing some benefit hereafter, if you think Vedas are talking about some miraculous supernatural things, if you think Vedas are advocating to hand over your life to some guru, I am sorry to tell you that that's all a wrong idea about Vedas. Veda talks about the life right now. Right now. Veda's command is you must attend to life right now. To attend is called attention. మనం అంటూ ఉంటాం be attentive. Attention is important. What is meant by attention? To attend is called being attentive. To attend ante giving all your energy, giving all your power, responding to it, reciprocating to it. Right now you must become a better person, not in Swarga. Swarga, every fellow is better fellow because there is no competition, because there is no hunger. The only competition we feel with the Indra, that's all. How to become Indra. But you don't know how much Indra is suffering. The way you are feeling how to become CEO of this company, CEO of that company, how to buy shares of this company, that company, same thing will continue there. How to become Indra, Chandra, so that I can have more pleasures, I can command more setup. Otherwise, no competition. There is no hunger. Become a better person. Manurbhava, become a human being. This is Veda. And Veda is telling you and me that the life, present and immediate, actually matters. How about Swarga, Naraka? All depends on this life. If at all you are interested in Swarga, even that depends on this life. The way you live this life determines Swarga, Naraka, etc. Therefore, this is important. And what should I do for Jnana? How should I design this entire life, embellish it with more devotion? Should I bring in more pictures of God? Should I learn more stotras? Should I chant more mantras? Different mantras at different parts of the day? Veda is saying, that's all okay, you can pursue them, they have their own benefits, but simple thing you remember. Madhumatim madhujanishye madhu vakshyami madhuvadishyami. This is the sadhana. Madhumati, become a person of sweet mind. Every day we chant this in Shanti mantras, we chant this after Abhisheka, Namo Vacheya Chodita, that mantra during the last portion you will see this. Become a Madhumati, become a man of beautiful mind. Whenever you are contacting that mind, it should give you a sweet experience. Is my mind so? Without asking this question, I am asking, is Brahman real or Maya? Whoever is real, it makes no difference to me. As I told you, the size of your mind, the quality of your mind decides the quality of your God and decides the size of your God. Your God cannot be larger and bigger than the size of your mind. Mark my words. Your God is always in the confinements of your mind. If your mind is sweet, your God will be sweet. Adharam madhuram vadanam madhuram hasitam madhuram nayanam madhuram vadanam madhuram gamanam madhuram madhuradhipate akhilam madhuram. Such God you can have darshan of only when your mind is sweet. Bhagavan is always sweet. But Kamsa could not have such darshana. Our Dhritarashtra and Duryodhana, for them Bhagavan Krishna was not like that. Madhuradhipatehe akhilam madhuram. Was it so? For Ravana, Ramachandra, was it a madhuranubhuti? Definitely not. For so many asuras, definitely not. Definitely not. Why? That madhurya, the cognition, the understanding, in one word, that darshana depends on your mind. So Veda is saying, aspire for madhumati. Whatever karmas you do with this madhumati as the goal, that is karma yoga, full stop. Don't worry about this work, that work, to do or to not to do 10 commandments, 20 commandments. After 20, what are the other options? Don't worry about all that. Any work, work in such a way that your mind must become sweet. Madhumati. Then comes madhujanishye. May I become the producer of sweetness. Let me give birth to something very sweet. Let me be such contributor whose contribution is always sweet. When you are smiling, that's a contribution. When you are thinking good of someone, even without his knowledge, all alone on a rocking chair, you are just rocking and thinking of some good. इसका अच्छा हो जाए, इसका भला हो जाए, इतनी की मंच जरूगा का. That's a contribution. All that. So too when you are thinking bad of someone, that is also contribution. See to that your contribution ever must be sweet. It must be sweet. Madhu vakshyami, whenever you interact. Ikkada vakshyami means not verbalized speech, though the dictionary meaning is so, it is indicative of interaction. Let that be sweet. Try to contribute whatever you can to make that situation sweet and enjoyable. Whenever you firmly speak about wisdom, then let that be sweet. This is the Veda, this is the goal, this is the plan Veda is presenting to us. Simply follow these things. Whole life becomes one. And in such oneness of life, you can have the glimpse of that which is nameless. When this life and that nameless come together and you are lost into that happiness, into that union, ayameva yoga, that is called yoga. Through karma or bhakti or bhajana, kirtana, our goal must be that yoga. Am I making sense? That yoga must be our goal. That appreciation will certainly loosens the knots of duality. Astu, now I see that you are all slowly losing the duality consciousness. Therefore, I stop here. I just gave you few pointers. With the help of this, navigate, walk towards yourself. And don't hand over your life to some guru and enjoy a passive sense of peace that Guruji dekh lenge. That is all nonsense. That's not Hinduism. Bhagavad Pada will not encourage that, nor Bhagavan Krishna. Then what am I to do? Don't hand over your life to someone, but hold the hand of Guru and walk towards a better understanding of yourself. That is called Jnana Abhyasa. Hold the hand of Guru and walk. Don't ever hand over your life to Guru. He may be the greatest Guru, still he cannot do anything. Bhagavan said in Gita. Shubham Bhuyat. I am so happy to be with all of you, to see all of you, to know that you are all interested in this Vaidika Parampara. Let this interest become a jignasa and it should flower into Gnana. And a day must come in our life that we will feel, we will think, we will enjoy none else than Bhagavan and Him alone. This is my prayer for all of you. Harihi Om Tat Sat. Swarajya Samrajya Vibhutiresha Bhavat Krupa Shri Mahima Prasadat Prapta Maya Shri Gurave Mahatmane Namo Namastestu Punarnamostu. Om Purnamadah Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha Harihi Om.